Hello. I wanted to try something a bit different with my Tetris video this week because I want to get better at the game, but I also want to inform you guys sort of as to what I'm thinking about when I'm playing and what I'm trying to work on and like mistakes I make. Here I thought we're gonna do basically game tape. Like I'm gonna take, I recorded myself playing a bunch of games. I pulled a game that I won. I pulled a game that I think I should have won. And I also pulled a game where just it was a disaster from the start. I think I come in like 89th or something, like a game that just completely falls apart. And I'm going to talk about all the little things that go wrong or things that go well in each of these games. I think I'm going to learn something that I can get better and improve on because I'm not the best, certainly. So that's more than enough preface. Let's just jump right into it. And I've got my clips loaded up here, so we'll be starting and stopping and stuff. So this first game, this is the game that I should have won. In my opinion. So right here, you're gonna see a movement from, you see I'm targeting my attackers right now, which means anybody who's attacking me, I'm sending lines to. But you see I have a Tetris built here, and that's like a pretty good way of sending garbage to an opponent. So what I'm gonna do right before I do it, and you can see it there, is I switch to KOs. What KOs does is it switches your target to somebody in the match that's close to getting knocked out. Essentially, I've got this Tetris lined up, which is going to send a lot of garbage. I switch to KOs, and I send that garbage to someone who's almost out of the game already. That's the hope, is that then that pushes them over the top, and I get a badge. I get a KO badge. Let me freeze it for a second here. So lines that you clear up at the top, like up close to where you choose your attacker, lines cleared there send more garbage than lines cleared at the bottom. So if I get a Tetris right on those top 4 lines there, that's going to be worth a lot more sent to somebody else than the Tetris I'm about to clear now. So the reason I change back to attackers is because if you stick on KOs for too long and somebody who's like right up at the top there starts to clear their lines, you're going to get absolutely hammered, and that's what you're going to see in the game where everything goes wrong from the very beginning. So that's the reason that I'm doing the switching, is because, you know, I'm trying to take advantage of people that are right at the top of their boards while not exposing myself to the risk of them then clearing their boards and just sort of destroying me. Right, and so this clip here is just the culmination of that working out for me. But here you can see I do the attack switch, and then seconds later, I have the KO come in there because that Tetris garbage that I've sent to someone just pushed them right off the screen, and I get my KO there. Here, I actually wanted to show an example of something that went poorly. So you'll see here, if I pause, I am 1 brick away from opening up that well and being able to clear a bunch of garbage. What I do wrong, I place this red piece there, and now suddenly I'm 3 bricks away. And you might notice if I roll back a little bit, so what I actually have on hold is a blue L piece that could have gone on the left there and cleared and actually opened up that well for me. And that would have obviously been the preferable move, but I missed it. And while I don't have like a blue line right away, I could have even switched back to the to the red S there. And it would have actually perfectly cleared away and kept the well open. So I would have been 2 lines lower, I would have had an open well, and I could have continued on from there. But here, I didn't, and I start trying to build cleanly up the side, which ends up making, you know, a very uneven board, and yes, I end up getting a Tetris over there anyways. It ultimately doesn't bite me here. Sometimes that will really bite you, and especially when you get into like top 10 or something like that, you can't afford to make a mistake like that, especially in Invictus. That's just not going to fly. You're going to get shoved right off the map. You need to clear garbage when you get it a lot of the time. And so here's just 2 clips, 2 really short clips. This is a strategy that I haven't nailed down actually implementing while I'm playing yet, but I do really want to. Using an open edge to your stack versus like a closed off edge. So right here, what you're seeing is an open edge. So what that means is that I have more options to clear lines right now because I don't just have a one line well right on the edge that I can drop something into clear lines. And there's more than one piece that can clear a line for me right now. And so the mistake I make there is I close that off entirely. Now the only way I can clear a line is if I get a blue stick down there, which again, I mean, I've got one coming and it works out for me, but that's not the ideal way to build a stack because what you want to have more options to clear lines. Yes, you want to do Tetrises, but in case your cycle is off, you don't have a blue stick on hold, whatever, you need to be able to clear lines. So now we're in the top 5 here, and I'm in great board position, right? So we're just going to analyze what goes wrong here, because I've got 7 KOs, I've got a lot of badges, which means that the garbage you send multiplies, so your ability to knock somebody out is a lot stronger here, where I have a whole bunch of badges and 7 KOs, than somebody who has none, has no KOs or no badges, right? Let's just look at the top 5 here through to the end of the game. So right here is the big mistake that I make. I place this blue stick vertically there. This late in the game, it's gonna be really, really difficult for me to rotate anything over top of that stick. I effectively built a wall that I just can't get over for myself here. If I had placed that flat and on the left, it wouldn't have cleared a line, but it would have left the right side of my board open, and I could have very easily cleared it and started working my way back down. But I wasn't thinking super clearly. I saw the line clear there and I wanted to take it. And now you can see how that plays out, where I'm just frantically rotating pieces, trying to get them to go over, and I can't do it. And then I'm out immediately. You know, just a few minutes ago I was talking about you need to clear lines sometimes. And that's where my head was at. I was like, I just need to get these lines away. I'm in the top 5. I need to start working my way down. But I missed the larger strategy there, which was I didn't have the contextual awareness to know the pieces are moving too fast. I'm not going to be able to get over this blue line. So I trapped myself and I lost that game when I probably really should have had a good shot. Ultimately, that loss is entirely on me. So here we are. This is the disaster game here. And you'll see exactly what goes wrong here. And it's what I described earlier with the attack switching. I just get bad luck, partially not having the awareness of accidentally getting somebody that just completely slaughters me. So everything's going well here for the most part. I have a closed edge at the side there, which isn't ideal, but you know, we're in 99. There are 99 people still left. That's not a great move, but again, like there's 99 people left. I'm not really that worried about it. So right here is where everything goes wrong in this game. You'll see that I do the switch to KOs, and I get targeted on this player there, and you can see they all light up. They're right up at the top of their map, but very, very quickly they start to clear that, and because I switched back to attackers, I'm now immediately, we're locked in with each other, we're battling each other back and forth, but I placed that stupid red L piece that makes my board a little messy at the bottom, which I wasn't concerned about because, again, we're at 97th. Like, there's so much time for me to clear it, right? But I get locked in with this person who is right at the very top of their board, and then you can kind of see, if you watch there, how quickly they start descending, and look at all the garbage that stacks up there. All of a sudden, I'm just done. Like, I have no chance because I don't have great pieces. I had set my board up in a weird way, and, you know, despite the fact that it's slow, they were just feeding me so much garbage because they were right up in that bonus zone, and I guess they just did a great job of clearing Tetrises, doing T-spins, and it just slammed me. And then, again, once you're up there, everyone else who's doing what I'm doing, you can see now I have 2 other attackers on me. Everyone else that's doing what I'm doing and trying to target KOs is now targeting me. So I'm getting 3 people's garbage. I'm right at the top of the board, and that's it. I'm out at 92nd, is that what I came in? 92nd, and you can see the clip ends pretty quickly here because I rage out of it. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into the game that I won. So this here is just a point in this game where I really started to get in trouble, so I wanted to include it and just sort of talk about what's happening here. So I had been recording for a while, and I was definitely on a tilt. I had like no wins, I think, in a few hours. I was having a hard time, and you can see me here just like, that's a misdrop, right? So I made a big misdrop, and then I'm sitting here thinking, you know, I can see that that's a good spot for a T, but I don't have a T coming up, and then I'm just kind of trapping myself. I'm not even thinking about what I have on hold anymore. And so look at this stupid mess that I have. And it's because I'm overthinking my moves here, and I'm not paying attention to what I've got. But this is a good example also of just just clearing lines, right? Like, I could try to make this pretty. I could try and go and start clearing Tetrises again, but there are definitely times where I think you just need to realize that you've screwed up and to just start getting rid of stuff. And so I'm desperately trying to do that here. But again, what you'll see also, because I get in this much trouble, I actually end up kind of being like that guy that eliminated me in the other game, right? So you can see here I'm clearing all of these lines right at the top, and I'm sending tons of garbage to 4 other players all over the board right now. I've managed to open up that well again on the left, so I make, I get to knock down a bit of stuff. There you go, there's a KO already. Again, I'm still attacking 4 people, there's another KO, so you get all those clears right up near the top, right? Another KO comes in, and that's all because I'm clearing those lines right at the tippy top. So that's a strategy you can do, panicking there with that blue piece. So that's actually a strategy you can take advantage of. If you are a confident enough player, there are people that will put themselves in trouble right up at the top at the beginning of the game, so they get targeted by a bunch of opportunists that have put themselves to KOs at the start, and then they just start clearing those lines down and they knock out a bunch of people. It happens here unintentionally for me because I did not want to be right up at the top, but you can see how all the KOs can keep running in, keep flowing in. I'm up to 6 now, 7, because of how good your multiplier gets. Now I've got the multiplier of both having 7 KOs and being right up at the top of the board. So I'm not fully out of it yet. Luckily this time there's less people targeting me, probably because I killed a bunch of them. Especially now with our new badges, we're dealing a lot more garbage, dealing a lot more damage out there to the world. So hoping to pick up a few more KOs before top 10. So now here we are, again, here we are at the top 5. We're just gonna watch this play out and things that I do well. So you can see here, I get stuck with another blue L and I don't really know what to do with it, but I'm able to make do. I make some kind of a few odd moves here to try and clear this stuff. Got another KO, which is pretty fortuitous. I think here, like, I do win this game, but it's probably not won in the best, I have the advantage here of the fact that I had such an amazing run up at the very top. And you can see, look at how many badges come in, right? So whoever I just knocked out there, I had a ton of KOs. And when you knock out somebody, you get all of their badges. Even though I only got 1 KO, if that person had 10 KOs, I get all 10 of their badges, even though I only get credited with 1 KO, right? So I had the benefit of having knocked out so many people when I had that crazy run playing right at the top of the board, that now I'm coming into this with a pretty big advantage over the people that are left in the top 5. And you'll also notice, again, I was pretty close up to the top there with a pretty big mess, and you can see that I'm sending, like, back here, I've rewound a bit. When I'm placing this T piece and in clearing out here, you can see how much garbage is going to other people as I actually am able to clear those lines. And it's because I'm operating right at the top again with kind of an awkward board. So, and look at all the badges, right? So all of these ones come pouring in, and now I'm basically set up to win. So it actually goes a little longer than I would have liked, but now I'm sitting here and I'm pretty confident at this point in the game that I can close it up. It's not really, I'm right at the bottom of my board here. I've got 13 KOs. I've got probably 20 or 30 badges. But even still, I kind of get a run for my money here. This person plays quite well. I put myself in an awkward position. I've got 3 big, deep wells there that really require specific pieces. And let me tell you, I get out of it pretty easily here because I have a blue L that comes down and then I have an orange L that comes down and they fill them. But I will tell you flat out, I am not good enough at Tetris and awareness yet, especially in top 2, to know that I had those pieces coming. I did not know. So that was just me fully lucking out. That could have been a huge, huge problem, and that is not a smart way to set up your board. But then that's pretty much it. I just close it out there. They fall down, and the badges consolidate on me, and I finally come in first with 14 KOs. So that's a pretty good KO number, and that's a strong showing for me. But thank you guys for watching. That was a lot of fun for me. I like this format. I hope you do too. Let me know if you did, if you're somebody that's interested in Tetris. I post every other day, so if you liked this or if you didn't like this, the good news is that there will be a new video, not tomorrow, but the day after. So if you loved it, there will be another one for you to check out, and if you hated it, you can give me another try. So until then, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you then.